Hi, David from Pavilion. Are you wondering just how much more an eco-branded promotional product is versus a standard one? If you'd have asked me 5 years ago, I would have told you that you're probably going to look at a premium of about 20, 25, maybe 30% for buying an eco product. But in the last 5 years, things have really changed. Eco has become far more mainstream. That means far more volume. And in manufacturing terms, that means that the prices have started to come down. So I thought I'd do a little survey of various products, comparable products, just to see how much a premium it is going to be. First one I looked at was the notebook. I'd gone for 100 notebooks, assumed a one-colour print, and gone for the standard hard-backed notebook. That leatherette look is actually PU, it's polyurethane. If we look at the standard PU and a recycled PU, what we see is not a lot of difference. What are we looking at? 5% maybe? Okay, so there are eco products, recycled leather, there's a beautiful apple peel one, which are much more than that. They're 12, 13, 14 pounds each. But then you'd be comparing those to a Moleskine, also a luxury type notebook. But on comparable products, there wasn't a lot of difference. I thought pens. I did actually find two pens, aluminium metal pens, fairly standard, and they're almost identical. And what's really interesting is that the recycled aluminium is cheaper. Not by much, but it's cheaper. I moved to the tote bag. I found two tote bags, exactly the same dimensions, same capacity. Again, I'm looking at 100 products and I'm looking at a one-colour print. And what I find is that the recycled cotton is actually cheaper than the natural fibre itself. Bottles. For the bottle, I chose to go for a dual wall bottle, the type that keeps your drink really cold. And I went for a shape which was pretty much the most common shape. And I found two. They're not quite the same. Both made from stainless steel, one recycled stainless steel. And the recycled is cheaper. Now, they are actually different in the sense that the, if you like, virgin stainless steel was very much glossier as opposed to the matte powder coating. But I don't think that's the reason. Finally, t-shirts. Now, t-shirts was always going to be complicated because depending on which manufacturer you choose, you'll get a different standard of production. The finish, stitching is just going to be better on some products. So I thought what I'll do is I'll go for one brand and look at the different materials. I chose Rolly. They're a fairly wide-known branded merchandise t-shirt. 100% cotton, $4.72, and the other one, which you might say is a standard material rather than an eco one, was a blend, a polyester blend with cotton, and that's $5.70. The recycled polyester was $5.62. Now, the weight of the material was slightly lower, but it was certainly comparable. 100% organic cotton, $5.90. Now, there you are seeing a 25% increase over the 100% cotton. Although you might argue 100% cotton is a biodegradable material because it's a natural fibre anyway. But if you go for the organic, then you are looking at a 25% premium. Again, I'd used 100 units and I'd gone for a one-colour print. But here's a really interesting thing. If I go for an embroidery, which is a much more expensive form of decoration, therefore the decoration is a much larger element of the total cost, what I find is the organic cotton is cheaper. So what's the conclusion? I think the conclusion that I'm drawn is that for the last 5 years, I've been telling everybody that it's worth paying a premium for eco products. And what I should be telling them is there ain't a lot of difference. And indeed, the differences that you'll see are not so much the difference between eco or non-eco, but rather the difference in the nature of the product and the whistles and bells that go on it. I was surprised, very surprised. But there you have it. One final point, if any of my competitors or suppliers watch this video, I'd be really interested to know what your views are. And if you contact me directly on email at davidplatt@paviliongroup.co.uk, I'd really be interested to know what your findings are. Thank you.